Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your source for Second Amendment news. It's too beautiful outside not to come out here doing another video. This is some disturbing news out of Illinois. So I'm going to try to make it as easy as possible to understand, but what I want everybody to do is to think about what happened here, how it happened, and how it can very easily be reproduced in every state as long as the Democrats do the right thing, getting their people in office, which they seem to have been doing a lot of lately nationwide. In January of 2019, this year, Illinois' new governor, whose name is J.B. Pritzker, car going by, they only go by when I'm filming because they know I'm trying to use a microphone. That's it. It's amazing. This is why I don't come outside to do these. Another one. So anyway, January 19, this new governor takes over, and one of the very first thing he does is to sign a bill into law. And the name of this bill was the Illinois Gun Dealer Licensing Act of 2019. And it's only been 6.5 months since he signed this, and it has been devastating to the gun community. Now, what I will tell you is the previous governor, whose name is Bruce Rauner, he threatened to veto this bill, which they tried to do previously, and he saw the writing on the wall. He said that a lot of small businesses would be forced out of business if this were to happen, if this bill were to pass. Now let's get into some numbers. As of December of 2018, okay, according to the ATF in Illinois, there were 2,436 federally licensed firearms dealers, and that didn't include Curio and Relic FFLs, which are easy to get. And for those who don't know, that's the Type 3, it's the Curio and Relic. Okay, so remember that number, 2436. Now this new law that was signed by the new governor, the Illinois Gun Dealer Licensing Act, the effective date for all of the hoops that everybody had to jump through to be compliant was July 17th, last week, 2019. Where are all these cars coming from? Okay, so remember now, he signed it on January 18th, 2019. Effective date is July 17th, 2019. Now, what were the hoops that the FFLs had to jump through in order to comply with this law? Well, among other things, they had to have their state certification. They had to apply for a federal certification. They also needed to install surveillance equipment. And they also needed to comply with a whole bunch of specific training and security requirements. Now remember, January 18th to July 17th, that's only 6 months, and the cost of this was exorbitant. Where are all these people coming from? The state certification alone for 3 years is up to $1,500. Cameras, anybody ever installed cameras in their home? Thousands of dollars. Security systems, again, thousands of dollars. And they only gave these gun shops 6 months to come up with all this money. Otherwise, they were not going to be able to be certified to sell guns anymore. Now remember that number. In December of 2018, there were 2,436 FFLs, just FFL store. You know, people who could sell and transfer guns, not Curio and Relics. 2,436. Fast forward to June of 2019, 1 month prior to this law taking effect. According to the ATF, in Illinois, there were 2,351 dealers in June, just a month ago. That's already down, what, 85 FFLs, just because this bill was looming. Now, just 2 days before the deadline, which was July 17th, so 2 days prior, which is July 15th, 11 days ago, according to the ATF, only 1,140 dealers had applied for the Illinois licensing. That's a reduction of 50%, over 50% of the FFLs in Illinois. That's a reduction of 1,211 FFLs. Guys and gals, moms and pops who have spent their life savings opening up a gun shop and struggling month to month. If you own a gun shop, unless you're one of the huge ones, you know that it's tough to make ends meet sometimes. There are good months and bad months. There are good years and bad years. Elections sometimes can be great or bad. 1,200 people lost their livelihoods because of this stupid bill that was passed into law. And don't think for 1 second that those Democrats didn't know exactly what they were doing. I'll prove it to you. Illinois Senator Don Harmon said how happy he was with the effect of this law. And his quote is, "I'm thrilled 1,100 gun dealers have applied. I think it's a real success." But what he did is he left out one word. What he meant to say is, I'm thrilled that only 1,100 gun dealers have applied. This was their intent all along, was to decimate the whole playing field for guys and gals who have gun shops in Illinois. Now, the Illinois State Rifle Association has filed a suit challenging how this law became law, but from what I can see and things I'm hearing, there's not a lot of hope in that challenge. And I'm also told that even if the challenge gained traction, the new governor and the General Assembly would simply come into session and pass a new gun dealer licensing act that would wipe out the challenge, and all those legal fees incurred in the existing law would go unrefunded by the state. They have enough votes to pass another licensing control act. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to a point in this country's history that our forefathers never thought would happen. It goes without saying that every one of these laws they pass is an infringement and unacceptable. And don't you think for 1 minute that the other governors across the land that are Democrat and anti-gun are not paying attention to what just went down in Illinois, and how in 6 months they eradicated half of the gun shops in the state. If you don't think that they're paying attention, you've been under a rock, because this bill will show up in those states. Ladies and gentlemen, please pass this along. You don't see this type of information out there in the mainstream media because they like the fact that there's less gun dealers, less ability for law-abiding citizens like us to purchase totally legal tools and implements. They want their voting base to prosper. It's absolutely disgusting, but you know it's going to happen. Please pass this along to your friends, your family, gun groups you're in, so that they know what to look out for, because this will fester, believe me. The same thing will happen with this type of bill that happened with the red flag bill. That's it for now. I wanted to come outside. It's beautiful out, but now I'm starting to sweat, and the cars will just keep going by until I turn this off. See, now that I'm into the video, crickets. Pass it along, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time. I appreciate your support more than you would ever imagine. You guys and gals mean so much to me. Till we see each other again, this is Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Be safe, stay vigilant, and carry your weapon. Take care, everybody.